I'd like to talk about the property tax increases in the 14th District. When I was on my petition drive in South Suburban Cook County, I asked people one fundamental question. After decades of voting for Democrats, can you honestly say that your quality of life has improved? The answer was no. While your communities have been blighted and your infrastructure is failing, the only thing that you have seen go up is the crime rate and your taxes. In the last year alone, owners in the south and southwest suburbs of Cook County have realized a 19.9% increase in their property taxes. This is a median increase of $6,117 per parcel for just this year alone. This is the largest single-year increase in the last 30 years and has been fueled solely by bad policy decisions made by Democratic officials. Laws like the Safety Act and the intentional decision not to prosecute or detain criminals has led to an increasing number of vacancies in the Chicago Loop's office spaces by businesses, many who have cited safety concerns as being a problem. As long as standing tenants like Boeing, Citadel, Caterpillar, and Tyson Foods have packed their bags and left, the loss of commercial rent revenue from these and other businesses has significantly lowered the commercial property value in the Chicago Loop, which was the economic engine for Cook County's tax base. As these tax revenues have declined, the operating cost in government has risen, and now the county is making up for the difference by increasing the taxes across the rest of the city and the surrounding suburbs. If we don't vote for a change in leadership in our area, things are just going to get worse. The Chicago Bears, Walgreens, S.C. Johnson, Ryerson, Moen, TTX Company have already announced that they will be leaving Chicago as well, which will drive up our share of the property taxes even further. I'm providing this information to you because I want the people in the 14th District to understand how much money the people you have historically elected have taken from you over the last 2 decades. While more and more money is taken from you each year, less and less returns come to your community. Here's a list of how much property taxes have increased in the 14th District over the last 20 years, beginning with the most punitive. State lawmakers have imposed a 133% increase in property taxes for the suburb of Robbins, even though it has severely limited tax base, a struggling municipal budget, and consistent water service disruption due to failing infrastructure. If that wasn't bad enough, the predatory tax increases imposed on the Lydia Care Center and Nursing Home at 13901 South Lydia Avenue in Robbins was raised more than $624,000 in the last 20 years. This is a 110% increase that directly affects the cost of living for the aging and vulnerable population that lives there. There is no reason that a nursing home that houses seniors should have to end up being on the list of the top 50 suburban commercial property tax increases as listed in the PAPA's 20-year tax study. This makes no sense to me. The second highest property tax increase for the 14th District fell on the Chicago residents at 116%. Midlothian saw 107% in their overall property taxes. While the village is considered a food desert and faces chronic flooding conditions, now imagine being a business owner there trying to make a living operating something as modest as a hot dog stand. When you open your property tax bill and find out that your property taxes have increased 3,120% over a 20-year period. Does it sound impossible? Well, that's what our elected officials have done to the Firehouse hot dogs and roasted chicken at 3825 West 147th Street in Midlothian. You have to ask yourself, how does a hot dog stand end up on the list of the top 50 suburban commercial property tax increases? Tinley Park came in 4th place in our district with a 102% property tax increase. The city of Blue Island has experienced a 95% tax increase over the last 2 decades, while it has been unable to collect millions in unpaid water bills. The cost to repair its failing water system will be almost $50 million, which will far exceed its financial resources, yet taxes continue to rise. Palos Heights and Posen both saw a 94% increase. The citizens of Calumet Park incurred a 90% increase in their property taxes, but this doesn't equally represent the improvement in their quality of life. They have one of the highest crime rates in the entire country. Alsip, 88% increase. Dalton, Illinois has an 88% property tax increase, while 425 Ingle Street, an industrial property that has been vacant for more than a decade, still faces a 1,916% property tax increase and the former body shop at 14435 Greenwood has now been vacant for over a decade, experienced a 1,721% property tax increase. Orland Park, 88%. Harvey, 82% increase. At 15711 West Avenue, a vacated commercial property in the area of Harvey that does not appear to have a recent capital improvement, yet has a 1,546% increase in property taxes over the last 20 years. Crestwood, 78% increase. Dixmoor, 60% increase. Riverdale, 50% increase. When you look at your current property tax bill, ask yourself if the quality of life in your community has improved at the same percentage that your taxes have increased over the last 20 years. If your answer is no, then join me and let's fight to change this together. Your vote is needed now more than ever because between 2010 and 2020, only 26.4% of suburban Cook County voters have actually gone out to cast a ballot. In 2015, there was only a 10.5% turnout in the consolidated elections. There is no way we can challenge the status quo in this state if 79.6 to 89% of the voters keep choosing to stay home on Election Day. Vote for me this November, and I will become your voice in Springfield.